Elle and Kate Heil? You liars, you tourists, come on, I need this.
The grateful president bestows heartfelt thanks on Metropolis's favorite son.
Super potty! Welcome. We're on a space mission from Jesus, yes, no. This is Open Source Human 1.5. This is a show, the original show asks the question, where, when, what, how, and who should we pay for an economy that works? I got a little upgrade. Just stuff I had laying around. I'm happy to say the conspiracies have hit an international treasoneering pitch. We're up to 9 here in the Oregon era. These are clearly injury memorability dates of this last week. I sought counsel north here and failed to even understand that people and socioeconomics, all martial, but all voluntary, might be contained if they were contamination. Now these states that I've passed through, they don't understand this. Give me that prop. Give me that prop. Where's that prop at? We call this. Hold on for that. Is that book in there? No, see, this was not planned. Everything seems to be
Superman.
But anyhow. Where's that book? Where's that book? Where'd I throw it? Right here. Here, my mateys. Here we have as I put it, who's who in conspiracy. Oh, I don't know who that is, but rights. I mean, no rights, no constitutional values. We have not Article 1, Section 1 rights from those constitutional values, as I quote. Let me see. We declare that all men, ellipses, bracket, no women, boys, girls, when they form a, close bracket, when they form a social compact are equal in right. Again, we declare that all men, when they form a social compact, are equal in right. Ellipses. And they have at all times a right to alter, reform, or abolish the government in such manner as they may think proper. Now, I talk about international treasoneering, going to places, hoping to be quarantined for all voluntary social martial, socioeconomics. Because I knew that it was being misplaced, it was being mistreated, it was leaking, it was possibly causing these conspiracies. You can't, there's just no way a mortal can be responsible for all conspiracies. That's why we're on Space Mission from Jesus, yes, no? There's not really a call-in feature, and you all knew that. We've never gotten calls. Potty books may be open, but I didn't really intend to do that tonight. The crux is this. Just right over that way. In Aloha, Oregon, let me see where my thumb is. Oh, I can't get the thumb. This guy. Right over that way is a field. I was out there tonight, pissing on some ordnance. Just some copper coins I picked up from a local metal shop. I thought I was going to take out off the country and do a little smelting or somewhere else, experimentation, science somewhere else. Take this somewhere else because of the disorders and such that I've reported on the show several times. Open Source Human 1.5. It is January 12th. Morbo? I'm not sure. Yeah, I think, it's the 12th. This is 12th. It's the 12th, 2019. The issue is that field, I felt like I tarnished one. I tarnished one of these coins. I wanted to smelt it. I wanted to play with it. I had a bunch of copper coins and stuff. They just had like, playful apocalyptic lingo on it. I was like, I don't really like that, but I mean, I'm going to smelt it. So maybe I'll end, like I've said before, these notions of apocalypse and lost holy books and alteration of holy books and things. And my seculate book, I don't call it separate anymore. I've called it separate before because I wanted to be respectful of that word holy. And I call it a seculate book because in Genesis it talks about secting and stuff, and that just means to cut off. But to get back to it, I walked that field today, making sure there was no unexploded ordnance. I was really clear. I went talking about getting bands to ride in this direction, getting the perimeters held under an Article 1, Section 1 right in Oregon, doing potty value, consolidating the caucuses, having a good time, but I was walking it specifically to step on something horrible because I didn't know why the delay would be out there to build in an land, but that's not up high enough, is it, constructioneers? So I needed to just walk it and say, I got the east side of that, right? All along the perimeter. I mean, just sort of, puffing and smoking and, drinking my water and listening to some classic music and just knowing that God wouldn't do that to us. And just thinking, that corrosive one that I threw in the pot to that little copper coin and stuff with the horrible apocalyptic biological hazard symbols and all, needed a little peephole. So we're going to call tonight's effort. What do you think? Friendly's walking out of cars and getting potty. I don't know if this is going to work. I didn't really plan this. Just kind of rigged this up. I don't know if you can see this thing. It's a light. You've seen it before. No book, no party book. Yeah, it held. Look at that. It didn't even break. All right, now you see me? Let's see. I think I could put this, tuck this here, and definitely lose it. But we've got meditative tapes for that. If you don't know you're crazy, you are the problem. If you're not willing to take the risk in a climate of socioeconomics, where we talked about this before. We talked about this, the Yuccular War notion of how would you lead? How would you, be wealthy under common law anywhere in the world with these unexploded ordinances everywhere? Essentially, who would do that without the ability to summon a poison pill? This is Business 101, people. This is the Yuccular War. The notion that if you have a poison pill, Business 101, you liquidate assets, the notion of liquidation of all assets to a point where you have perimeter to secure your business and such, you will summon white knights. People will realize you're playing for keeps. So, this is going to be spiritual mission. The thing is this. I really was hoping to go all night with this flashlight. And just keep doing that effort, keep walking the perimeter of the field, all the low ground areas, all the trails up to the curbs. And if I blow up, it'd be a shame not to feel real caucusly, covemently high. That's just an option. It's an option. Bring flashlights. That's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna walk. And if anybody listens, that's possible. If you're getting this on a later date and you're excited, don't fret yet. Save that for the field. Find me. I'm quarantinable at any time for leaking all voluntary, social martial, socioeconomics. You wouldn't want anybody underdressed, would you? I'm just gonna look for this potty book now, in case we do have an effort of God forbid feeling great when you're going down, so we can get the flashlights out in the field. No babies, no Drugs for babies. Nobody's ever seen the notion of a baby smoking crack on the corner of my chapelians. Not once. I don't know how that would happen. I don't know why that would happen. Looks like we got people behind us here. Maybe I'm in somebody's parking spot. Who knows? This could get started right away. Somebody's delivering pizza. No, it's not pizza. That's Dominic. Oh, all voluntary. Social martial. Socioeconomics. I hope you can hear me. Even if it's late, you're getting this message after January 12th, 2019 here. Ask a question. Find a way. Well, I can be quiet. I don't have to do anything. But if the children of this effort of uniting caucuses, funding the government, but not lying about our abusive words and gestures that cause physiological effects in order to get the system high on a sense of progress, well, you just have to risk stepping on something that you didn't ever intend. You know, like a world's end. That's the notion of like, you have the assets, you collapse them to a point of safety, essentially, multiple perimeters and things. This is what I needed. This is why I tried for so long to get the honest threats, to find states that would respect or wiretap me appropriately as I traveled, as opposed to stealing the comedy and stealing the ideas and dislocating your notion of a new meant not surveillance, but a covenant. Not broken trade language. A coveyment. Oy vey. Now guard your heart, people. We gotta get out of the car. All right. Oh, wait. Hey, I don't even need this. I'm done. Oh, no, it's fine. We're walking. We're taking off. We're doing a little show. Live stream. Open Source Human 1.5.
What is it?
Live stream. Open Source Human.
What was it?
Open Source Human.
Open source.
Human.
Human?
1.5. Yeah. And just tell anybody, everybody, we're looking to get Domino's up, back, set up right. And,
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just maybe, whenever Domino's supposed to take off, take the ride. All right. Yeah, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen when you're playing games of bones or something, right? You try to do things right. You try to make, be the honest respect and compliance out there. And look what it gets you. Timely, sweet party and regularities to come, hopefully. Here, grab this Morba. Yeah, no. Now, that's not really Morbo. That's actually my friend, Freddie Jason. He's a quiet guy, but we love him. I wasn't expecting to make it here quite readily. I wanted to fix the trade language. I wanted to work on some issues that I thought were the source of most conspiracies. As I said, 9, and counting. Trace back to twinning, essentially. What was the thought of that? The thought is, let me get this. All right, I used to shut off. Twinning, what was it? Legal theory and common law. About page 53, sequence in the index and things. You can find it at Multnomah County Law Library and probably other places. But it specifically states at one point in the clause, it says, some further explanation is needed. Some further explanation is needed. I just tried so hard to make sure it was really, really, really specially loined out there, So we're going to walk. Everything should be secure before you walk. Well, God forbid we walk. That's the idea, you know. I mean, you work full time in this socioeconomics, just so other people can work part time and hate it. Just hate it. Working every day part time. That's just the math, people. All right, we're on the street. We got a Lubba, Freddy Jason / Morbo, and I think everything's secure. Oh yeah, for now. All right, hold on, I did error. I want to make sure things are chalked properly. Some of these conspiracies, let me get into them. I'm going to try to go all night, try to get to a notion of torch delusions and buy something not illegal to hold, not illegal to walk the streets and hope to find party rights. You know, among the Article 1, Section 1 of the Oregon Constitution are 9 conspiracies and talking to borders about being an international treasoner and finding no containment on contamination leaking from an all-voluntary socio-martial, socio-economic system. Yeah, I wanted to head south and get the same thing, but you know, I'm denied. So what can I say? I need to be a little misdrugging here, people. And go all night with a light in a field for higher yuccular concerns. Here's the notion. If you want to secure a revolutioning, you know, it's a revolutioning. Essentially, you have to get, you know, a little liberal, right? You have to say something like, I will not take the oath of office, you know? Or perhaps it didn't. It was the biggest crowd anybody has ever seen. No, we have said things like eating pizza. And Morbo likes eating pizza.
I love pizza.
All right, so we have questions. Let's just try this phone number. You got a lighter? I talked about being a little liberal. I can quit any of this at any time. If anybody wants to call me at any point in the future, let me see. We got a bad connection, but we're walking. Here's the lighter. Let's see, you light this up. All right. Well, we'll do this liberally. You just kind of gotta kick the tires and light the fires and hope the aliens don't come. You know, hope they don't come for our Oregon, your hometown generators, who you worry might step on a bomb one day or play out in the street alone without enough ordnance to keep the other vehicles from hitting all their friends while they party naked and not smoke a cigarette. So the phone number here should be 541-300-5495. I'm not going to say that again. You're just going to find it in the artifact of hope of Googling minds and the bit lust of all that computing power out there that we get suckered into. Essentially, right. Essentially, to give us the voice in our minds that we've somehow sold our souls and there's no way back, and that if we don't, you know, tune in and drop others for their vices at all times for partying, we're gonna die, you know? But that's no poison pill of mine, nor what I want it to be. Again, the math is simple. I've got a label. I didn't bring it. I meant to pin it right here, honestly. Troubled some people at the border, I think, because they just didn't understand. It's sort of hey, it's clear sky tonight. I wouldn't even have to worry about rain. in Oregon or something. All right, let's take a right. Oh, we're doing this left. Just slightly. Just slightly. Oh, we got a little light. If nobody gets the jokes, finds the artifact, if nobody edits this video on January 12th, 2019, no flaw formations there. I mean, I don't know. It could get more liberal. You know, I've tried to say I want to quarantine myself because I'm trying to unite caucuses, get the notion of you got to have something just so right and so sacrificial. You know, these are the lowest nicotine, lowest tar cigarettes you got. I could quit on a dime if somebody calls me at that number. And I turn on dimes sometimes. All right, so we're gonna get up to the local head shop for a little socioeconomic functionality that may just bring lights to a field. Maybe we just light up the night in a really stable liberal fashion. I'm talking about gray site mentality that we'll bring a mobile banking armada to my hometown for hometown generators everywhere. Again, kids, you don't want to play in the street. You don't want to smoke cigarettes. You don't want to smoke cigarettes that are going to end other people's medicine or medicine in the future that they're going to push on you. Unless you're doing it with enough people and with enough transparency, that doesn't get dark, you know? So, I'm still here, I guess. What was that? Yeah, the blinkies in the background. I guess we have a future. Now, these are the same streets. My man here knows that I tried to get out a petition, sort of, alluding to before the notion. I knew this Article 1, Section 1 thing for a while. I was trying to avoid it. I understood it. I quoted it. You know, I made mistakes. I'm mortal, but I was right. I knew there was something wrong with the common law that underpins our Constitution. I knew that people were perpetuating the very same things that they would say I am guilty of and would be guilty of forever. But this is the notion. The man who knows this. This is the thing. I walk these very streets with laminated copies of thoughts of a cold revolution, you know? The notion of not a cold war, but just a preface to uniting caucuses. And really, do we have any food? Look at we didn't bring any food, did we?
No, we are foodless.
We are well prepared for war. No, for yuck in the land, I think. So, if you really want to stop a cold revolution, if you want to stop securing the yuccular war out there, if you want to contain contamination, you got to get a little contaminative. I can wash it all up. But you gotta, you gotta understand and look at the history of these citations of all the case matter I've filed here in Washington County and Marion County, and applications for writ of certiorari in the U.S. Supreme Court. Government shutdown? You really want it to get dark? My walkers? All right, that could be fine. Walk up, you know. What's the question? We walked the same street with that petition to redress grievances and things. Before I filed court material on my own pen, you can look it up. It's okay. It's okay. It can get dark, you know. We don't need light. It may get messy. May not have any food. May not have any water. No, wait, we brought water, didn't we?
Yes, we have
And we even have a can. Look at this. We got a can. Don't look at the labels. The labels are not intended. I got a can for our cigarettes. Who's conservative? Nah. Nobody conservative. So, the notion, making a pilgrimage for hometown generators everywhere, really, it's a cold revolitioning. It's a cold revolitioning. We got streets, we got walkable cities, we got linkable chains. Hope to live stream, get the kids out chasing the field and not the dragon. You know what I'm saying? I think kids, you give them a penny, you give them a bit of copper, let the coppers dance. They're paid, right? No party for the old guard. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's all serious work at the border. Well, that could happen. I think it should. It may. I'm still trying to get that quarantine. Quarantine may will. Quarantine may will, you know? The notion being all voluntary social martial socioeconomics to finish. It's not done yet, but to do it live, you know? To do it live. Now review, record, allow anybody to stop or ask you questions. Like I said before, the kids got the buttons, you know, at the party. They can stop. And we do this field walk, you know, tomorrow, tonight, whatever. It's certain they can ask questions, especially of me. I might just be yes or no, like I've said, the spiritual questionomics of the show and such. But again, get into the yuccular war item. If you want, again, beyond the yuccular war, the scary bit, just the math. I can't lead and do anything about because of the labels I've got, the damage, as they call it, the relief I've sought. Yuccular war item number one. You have to have risk management. You got to call me at these numbers. I haven't provided up until tonight, really, that are active. And you got to say, shut up. No FCC violation. These things have been said. These things have been done, you know? I'll get a can. Put that in the can. Hold on, got a light. All right, I get it. There we go. All right. Can I get some water? All right. Here's the thing. Yuccular War One. You got to risk manage. Go ahead and put it down. We'll wait. Okay. The thought is this: peoples of the party, parties, whatever, united or not, partying on the people. I mean, who knows? You know, a field in your hometown, world's sick. You knew it was always sick. You've done magnificent things to become illegal. Who's gonna risk manage now? Who's gonna get a little wild? Who's gonna be the sound shot heard around the world of whatever instruments you bring? And gosh, you know, in a gray side, in a black side, in a white side, in a green side, in a green zone, I'm secure in doing my book, and you do something liberal for the crowd. Who's, gosh, you know, what executive or president or leader or monarch or, you know, any prefect or just whatever leadership of that yuccular war who doesn't have the poison pill mentality of reread, record, don't be radical. I mean, who's going to refuse that? Who's gonna not show up to that event knowing they're going to see the most conservative and, you know, lovers of magic do something liberal? All right, let's keep walking. No cowbell for you. We are on this beach, Jesus. Look around. All these things have come I'll let you do the math on that. Now, granted, I've said before, if you look at the gems of your holy text, even if they have been altered or conspired against, and you have to believe that, but not lose hope, because if you fully decipher, you're wondering where your spirits, as we all move and are destined to die, and some do it well, some don't. If you look at that, the guy, he didn't want to die. He didn't want to die. So what is that? Is that a suicide king? Is this some kind of royalty? Do we not figure that leaders have some kind of an effect on words? Covament? No? Covament? Oy vey? Are you guarding your hearts, people? I am all math for the age, for all laws. All ways, all memberships. We're truly on the street looking to get more lights. To keep a potty active. It is January 12th, 2019. I think, unless the Bitcoins or the people paying you for your processing speed are hacking the human spirit, changing your holy books, changing the government, and saying the cop is the only way to protect the children. Well, is that right? On my White Haze Island, no? You might have been thinking about that. It's an option to get to a government, multiple islands, somehow. Put me in a spot, put me in a green zone, and let me finish a Holly book, if you buddy. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't do it. I've done the math. It's already leaked. I've already suffered because people thought it was some kind of weapon. They tried to say I was a radical. I have no weapons. I got a seatbelt cutter. I got safety pins. As you can see, I'm in a new outfit tonight because they kicked me out of my own annex mental institution. They redid the lock. I filed another complaint on the last time I had. They shut off the disability money, which I only got because the system is sick, because most people don't understand that hearing voices and experiencing sound daggering from beyond is a bit. But you don't have to believe me. Go look into the records. Washington County, Marion County, Oregon. U.S. Supreme Court, United States of America. I don't know. January 12th, 2019. I've seen stranger things happen. People have heard about the end of the world. Now it has been more than 4.5 years since my epiphany in this project, this all march. Now it's international treasoneering, right? It's, but it's not my call. I've tried to make that very clear. I've tried to be very careful. Cold revolution, even now, cold revolutionary. And the thought is, we cross the street and try not to get hit. God forbid we feel good while we're sick and getting sunk into an apocalypse by all holy things. New Hope, people? Yeah, could be. I think it's going to be a long time before we phase up my projects. There's nothing to worry about. I don't come out of this green zone that I finish the book in until your authorities, your honest threats, your enforcers of honest threat, the law, actually, oh gosh, we had an emergency. Hold on, let's go check this out. Now, hey, Jason, you just stay back, all right? Keep it water. Hey, you need a flashlight? Hey, call 911, Jason. Call 911. All right. Yeah. It could be the bit. I don't want to get messed up on this. We got higher socioeconomics. Hey, did you call? Jason, get down here, right? You see anything? Is it leaking fuel? You all right? Look.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get out right now.
Oh my God.
Okay, he's okay. He's bleeding, but he's okay. Check the fuel down there, right? I mean, it's not.
It's not gonna be.
All right, we'll do a show. So there's dangerous things. There's dangerous things happening everywhere. And apparently, people can be distracted. People can be distracted and not worry about the risk management. You know, it's not really international treasoneering as much as that's a cold revolutionary item of need to speak up for myself, to use my First Amendment right, you know, in this country. Did you call? Did you call?
No, my phone's dead.
Battery's dead. I'm sure they're calling. They got people here. They're doing their thing. All right. Yeah, more important things. You know, when people are getting distracted, you know, not training righteously, you know, not quarantining more medicine that, God forbid, can numb up and give better signals to people who could become distracted. Well, you get what we just had here these moments ago. January 12th, 2019. Now, I've been doing these kind of things for a while. I've noticed a lot of these kind of effects. Now, you don't only think a flashlight on the side of the road with a sidewalk is going to cause this sort of activity to go on. But what do I know about medicine? You know, all I know is that you have to optimize. You gotta have more brain power. That's what my all-volunteer Marshall socioeconomic system is all about. If I finish, I mean, it's like 80-90% done. And the original Open Source Human, this is Open Source Human 1.5 on YouTube, January 12th, 2019. We asked the question on the original Open Source Human, cable access network here, community access network, here in the Tronish area. Where? When? Thanks. What? How? And who should we pay for an economy that works? Now, pretty dangerous stuff, but you got a flashlight, you know, we can pretty much walk this road safely. And there's even a little bit of a walk path. See what I'm saying? We need better signage. We need more brain power. We need to be able to optimize and not worry about the road ahead, because it's just not planned well enough for these guys. I think you know that. We are in a bit of a brain drain, and these people are hurt the most. These emergency responders. Yeah, it just can't be done. These guys just don't get on the scene quick enough, do they? I don't know. What's more dangerous? A rolling rock, bleeding so imperceptibly that nobody cares. Nobody's even polishing brass or playing music. People are building the second edition and wasting our ore. Or, we have no emergency responders for a week or a point night. We have a gray site. We lose medicine. I really don't think that's going to happen. But again, we're kind of on a mission here. I think we would have turned around and gone back, so it was completely unnecessary. We would have got to the end of that road, and we would have realized we made a mistake, and we would have tried to repair the world. Much more liberally. Oh yeah. Anyways, yeah. All right. I thought I was fleeing the scene of a crime or something, but apparently not. I just blocking off the street. I forgot about that aspect. Most people don't know the law. Most people don't know. If you see something like that, you're supposed to stay on the scene. But I mean, I don't know. You see people honking at police officers blocking the street. See, this is where we need containment, people. There's contamination everywhere. It comes in all varieties. There's machines out there. They're trying to help us somehow. I understand that. But we're just not breeding enough. The people with the power are so hypnotized by their own power, they're not willing to potty, even in a gray site, to bring more medicine, to God forbid, secure their lineage and follow the law. There's so many people out here. See what I'm saying? The disorder. We don't have enough sidewalks. And it just can't be done. Let me see. I got so many ideas. Racy dots and DOT departments of transportation and such. All these people might enjoy doing part-time while I am full-time slave to this world. Might even enjoy watching me do it, Or I can be, my idea is just be totally silent, whatever I do. Just be seen and not heard. Like they say, every kid should be. Where's my water bag? You got a lighter again? Yeah. But it's a heavy thing. Are you all right with the heaviness? Put it over your shoulder, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Still want that water?
I got it. All right. Well, we didn't flee. We strut walked away from that one. Too liberal now. Anyway, the idea is you got that many people on the scene, an emergency, and it's not to contain the worst, I don't know. I mean, I know it's going to sound like a planet or something, but Jesus, he was saying something like, let the dead bury the dead or something, Pick up your crosses and follow me, knowing full well there's no excuse for not trying to optimize the world. We got a sidewalk. Good one. Very good. Morby J.
That was crazy, man.
Morby J in the streets.
Yep.
Morby J in the
Was that guy okay? Did
street.
Did you see him?
Strutting profits. No, yeah, I saw him. I got the flashlight on. They were worried. But he had a cut. about his eyes were fine. It looked like
Okay.
he was conscious, and there was 10, 20 people out there,
Okay.
but you got about 10, 20 emergency responders. Yeah, I guess maybe it's the bit, maybe they needed to see just what was going on. Anyhow, I gotta get some water. I gotta get some water. But that's not necessary either. You put me in a green zone, I can be butt naked and do this in a week. I don't need any devices. It's just up to kind of an executive decision at this point, Let's seek the archives. Check out your government's doings as this rock bleeds. Now it's very imperceptible. There could be something very wrong back there. But talking about hidden sciences, hidden language changes to languages. You might want a new co-payment. So again, I think you have it, or did I take it from you?
I don't know.
I might have taken it from you. I think I took it from you. I think I took it from you. All right, hold on. Hold on. Get it? We have more cigarettes, right?
Yeah.
You got them?
Yeah.
Let me get it. Because it's in my pocket? Yeah. Here you go.
All right, thank you.
All right. All right. It's just, it's clear people are not understanding what happened with the Cold War, Marx, Engels, whatever you want to believe, wrote a book called Communist Manifesto. It was before, Googling bits got so small that people believed in time machines and computers within computers. But Marx, he didn't do the math. So people got upset and they McCarthy themselves. They didn't do that in the street, and they didn't do it all together with so many camera angles that everybody funny. But look up, Communist Manifesto and stuff. That stuff's over, but it was what the Cold War was about. And I can pay for all that, But I've understood that being essentially this multiplicit messenger, that I'm all math for the age. Aiding. And not even abandoning withdrawing totally, even though that's been sort of a consideration with things for a while, So, very strange. Very strange. Where'd my flashlight go? Did you see a flashlight? What's that? Yeah, did I hand it to you?
No, you didn't.
Alright, probably in the pocket then. Here it is. This water and such. Getting liberal, thinking that it won't dry up. But again, the math is I cannot lead. I can only optimize the caucuses. Under Article 1, Section 1 of the Oregon Constitution, Bill of Rights. I haven't heard bad enough about 9 conspiracies if you count the inability to lead Gull correctly. I'm pro se, I'm pro per, it's inference. It's inference, people. It's in the statutes in Oregon. Pro per is proper. Even up north, across the border in Commonwealth, realms, you can access, things online that allude to the notion that you can be competent in law, you cannot flee your own body and your own lineage, right? We're all mortal here, and some people think they're going to get immortal and like it. That's a little need. That's a little need. It's a little need. Where'd it go? Well, not everything's timely. Well, that was definitely untimely. What did I do with the flashlight, Jason? Come on. That was scary. It must be. I think I mispocketed it. I think you get the idea. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time to find a flashlight or a light. It's time to find a light. Where'd I put this thing, man? What the hell? Did you check the bag?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Nah, that's there. B.
Hello.
All right, so he's real, right? We're not talking to nobody. Liberality? For a week or a point night. For hometown generators everywhere and the sophisticados. And Stupidiums United. I walk in this field looking to understand better. All right, they're still after people. They're still after people. I don't know what happened back there. I mean, the guy was alive. I didn't see anybody else in the car. People didn't seem too concerned. But still, we had all that mess, all that bad news. All that bad news needing optimization to pull it out of the imputed sense of people who really believe they're going to live forever, or that somehow, because we don't know them, right? We don't know their ancestors or progeny. We're wrong. That we're causing those people to not live forever. On a rock that has too many emergency services, is completely deaf, and not doing enough in public, Not often enough. While the bits keep cycling, and it's really clear when you try so hard, in the way of your mortal master, whoever that may be, to comply with such, to aid such, to just be light and gentle and get structural injunction, however. Right? Are you okay? Hold on, they're coming down here. Maybe they get the quarantine. Here, can I get that can?
Yeah.
We just have to do a little checking, We have to. Here, can you take that?
Yeah.
Take that, a little higher. All that to the next level, and get these people who do take care of emergency situations paid better. So I can work part-time, so I can work full-time as I seemingly do. I just have so much fun, I think it's part-time anymore. And that's kind of what I'm bringing, the notion of just work part-time for the slave of the world for a little while. And I'll work full-time and probably enjoy it, even if you can't hear what I'm doing. Because it just wouldn't work by the math. I get labels. And all I can do is walk a field and hope not to blow up. If you catch the rest of this live stream, I was out there earlier today trying to just be a little bit more, clear about how far I'm willing to go in compliance to all regulatory authorities, whether they be trying to live forever stupidly, or just merely negligent. Yeah. How we doing?
Doing good.
All right. All right. All right. So any questions? Yeah. Marvo says, destroy all humans.
It's not my fault.
But we're drinking water. We're hometown generators. Even if we're not, you know, but transplants, trying to grow the lineages of the powerful up wise and however crooked they like. Because that all works. It all works in my system, you know? It's about getting lights on the field, not being afraid to just play a little music and then maybe not have the ship go down, you know? But we gotta phase up. We gotta phase up, and it's not gonna happen because I respect the book too much. It's not gonna happen for at least 4 years. I have to be sure, because I'm not gonna be tricked. I've been through too much, and I don't, you know, I know the losses of functionality too well. I've been to the north and back. All right. So the idea is hopefully to not lose faith. Hopefully to let me do the Yecular War item number 2. Number 2 was, it without sin, may it plug up the first potty. You know? Whereas again, it's just a parody on some functional, what do you call it? What would I call it? Let's try to do this. It's kind of math, right? Everyone wants to laugh. Everyone wants to feel like whatever their lineage may be, it's safe. And the truth kind of does that. He says these things, you know? When I call it religious soul, there's not a lot of code on that, you know? So tonight, we're just trying to get down to a local shop and say, look, don't torch the world, people, for your lineage. You're not going to like staying here when it's happening. I've charted several scientific losses of functionality, to put it light, not to scare anybody. But you know, to help, we have to risk feeling good for a while. You know, we got to risk finding hometown generators who will walk the field, who I can pay, and tell them, hey, stay away from anything you think is on the rise that may be dangerous. You know, like I said, I walked the low paths and the curbs. I walked the low paths and the curbs today. Get across, Jason. Come on, no law about crossing this far away in Aloha. Other cities is a problem. Well, this very area, I mailed off 2 requests for writ of certiorari, U.S. Supreme Court on the hurt. I'm just going to call it 9 conspiracies now and growing. But it's just, it becomes too clear to me. There are several apocalypses coming. You know, and the smallest ones are usually the ones that get us to the bigger ones. I live by the click theft, live by the bit, die by the bit, die by the click theft. And it works the other way around, I've seen. So I know you're afraid. You're thinking, this guy is trying to get us stupid. I know it works like that. We lost a line today. I watched the C-SPAN. Hashtag US Green. And I heard some things about expanding on itemization. And the problem is you can't do that so much with the classification. It's merely just a P.T. Barnum-esque feature, I hope, of creative destruction. It's just not possible anymore because you get people thinking, oh man, this guy doesn't know he's crazy. This guy doesn't know how dangerous we are. This guy is not going to punish us appropriately. So I need this. Elle, Kate, stop lying. Stop joining the fight with your weak budgets and organize the state. Get it into a quarantine. I don't know. You could send the same people who got me before. I think I know this. The thought that things are out of order. 9 conspiracies and counting. Just what I can do from a little, hometown that we all eventually leave and think we'll never get back. Don't do that. Don't do that to the kids. Just tell them to stay away from anything that rises and don't cause it to rise. We talked about this before. The first rape of a child was probably a tool of war. It was not even a real thing until somebody expanded it with creative destructive properties. And that's kind of what I'm trying to prevent, but what I've been accused of so much, I've had no choice but to say tonight, cold revolitioning. Look up the word volition. If you look up the word volition, it's basically just to think. You have to it's just a freedom. We talk about freedom of speech, right? In a machine code era. And what they will tell you is you can't even actually, in that Marx lineage of whatever, do the math in your mind to have a business and not let it, essentially fall into, a waste of metal and fuel and brain power. So what we have to do is bring a little new conveyment, to the thought that we all move, we all want to protect things, but I've just been privileged. We've all been privileged to see it still moving and be unaware of so much, thought crime, abusive words and gestures are going to sink us one day. We all know it. It's what keeps the lights on. But get off the gravy train. Get into some high-yield stuff. You knew it had to happen. I've just been privileged. And I know my God. I don't know. No one can really know the mind of God. But you can certainly know the human heart, which is all read in almost everything. No matter what gender, no matter what race, or what age. Now we're on the street here. Yeah, we are not in but an in-between worlds, a thought. The thought would be, who's going to deal with the abusive words and gestures? Who's going to deal with the return from platitude on just getting your gravy and not caring to working part-time and actually enjoying it for the man, woman, child, alien life, whatever it takes to summon white knights, I know the math. I may be asking for revolitioning. rethinking. But God forbid we feel good while getting that conservative. Well, let's get a little more conservative. I'm gonna buy a drug that I didn't think I would ever even move towards again, because I need to be sure for those executive authorities out there who would take a bet on something other than a bit, something as mortal and moves, has been privileged enough. I need to be sure that for their lineage, for all who care about keeping the lights on, that we get potty on just the myth of unexploded ordnance, and be sure to have a good time while we're doing it. Ask any questions you like, not play in the streets, let me do the hard work, let me clean it all up later. But I've got to keep going. That's what this is about. I'm going to buy a symbol. It's not really the preferred thing. I don't like it so heavy. I'm going to buy a symbol of what keeps you going when you have to keep going. And you don't have to be immoderate. It's not about, legalizing something that's much worse, quite honestly, for some people. And I know for me, that particular drug in the Oregon era was much worse. It's about being honest to your experimentations. It's about letting the kids not lie to you when they grow up and hear about the variables of things people think bring them power, but actually sink your family and blame you for it so it keeps happening and keeps hurting their lineage. Does that make sense? You gotta let them know the variables. It's some optimized system that will give them the ability to be honest to you parents about what they're just thinking to experiment with. All right? I'm gonna wait here. Wait here, can I get that lighter again? It's a drug to end all drugs, isn't it? Why would I smoke? Why am I waiting to get liberal? All right. I think I have lots of plans on how to control a perimeter collapse. And we got people who work really hard. There they are. To keep the variables expanding against everybody's best interests. So I'm going to try to put some better glass around how to keep the lights on, and make sure there's nothing in the variables that could damage our future generations. And maybe, with the faith of a mustard seed, there won't be an end. Or if it is, it'll be so far in the future, we'll actually have so much functionality in our humors, we'll know there's a God. This is my hometown. If I had aid and assistance for this socioeconomic aiderism, this living martyrdom, this speaking to mismathed and not originally. These were inspired works, all of them. We can find the gems, but to aid and assist, to say, don't kill for your cause. Don't mismath others for your cause. Trust in that it moves. Trust in something that knows us. Trust in knowing more than knowing. Get conservative for a week or a fortnight. If that makes sense. So it's socioeconomic gaterism, not terrorism, not radicalization, not killing for what you think is right. It's not even confederacy. It's respecting the math of knowing we live in borders with multiple languages and multiple variables of human and mortal qualities, and saying, wait a second, this world is actually schizophrenically confederate. Now, are you crazy enough to say, no, wait, I'm crazy? We just have to get before the lie that war has ended. We have to risk being emergent. If you're getting this, we're going to try to get a thought of a quarantine and an assurance that there are no problems with a field that people would riot their music towards, that perimeters would hold, that products or ragtag individuals would respect in the in-betweens of green and from black site to gray site, maybe a white site. All right, we're low battery here, people. I'm going to get going. I think you know what I've been alluding to. We got to get off the glass genitalia that's going to burst one day and get into some product. Maybe even just on its own save the budget, but you're just going to have to trust me. Reread, record, review, unite the caucuses on your own, or order me to quit smoking the world's